Hello, it's Ivan. Today I'm going to tell you about my genetic makeup. It should be interesting. My ethnicity is not all that German. It's actually more Irish. 6 generations ago, Joseph George Loesch immigrated from Germany. Through time, my family has picked up many characteristics and residual genes. Actually, I'm more British than German, according to my ancestry.com account. I am 48% Great Britain. I am 20% West Europe, 20% Irish, 1.5% Asian, and 0.5% Turkish. However, I have not learned too many specifics about the various cultures and customs that make me who I am. Researching that would be fascinating. The life and times of my ancestors will be a fascinating project to research. I may find links to other countries and further illustrate my family tree. My family has told me I am a lot German. My deceased grandmother Carol was Scottish, but I know relatively little about her ethnicity. It would be interesting if I could find the years of immigration from countries such as Egypt and other countries of that region. I have connection to Kuwait as an extremely high currency value, even if I am a 10 generation pedigree. That would be awesome to know. Ancestry.com estimate my ancestry as such, but I was most successful tracing my Y chromosome back 7 generations. I've got 7 generations of X chromosome to go through. I want to find out where and when all of my family members occurred. I know my great grandmother Loesch, her name, she was Elizabeth Kuntz Loesch. If I am able to go back more than 7 generations, I will, but I have some Italian. I really had no idea. Genetics are interesting. There is a chance that within our X chromosome I am of greater Italian descent than German. I should be of greater United Kingdom heritage than anything else. I was aware of a little Scottish, Welsh, and Irish, but I did not know the true extent that I was these things. Blackbeard the pirate was trained by the British Navy and killed by the American Navy in the early 1700s. He was having a pirate's bash. He was a folk hero at the time. I did the DNA analysis from ancestry.com. It provided some credible information on family history. and I could review that information and hopefully learn more about the many generations of my family. My mother's great grandmother, I believe, Bridget O'Dowd from County Sligo, Ireland. That I believe is my closest international connection. I know virtually nothing about my great grandmother Elizabeth K. Loesch, other than she married my great grandfather Ralph Loesch. The years of their births would be interesting. For some reason, 1901 stands out in my mind. Perhaps that was when Elizabeth was born. Veronica Schmidt, I believe, was born in 1835, died in 1917. Veronica married Joseph and bore my great grandfather Frederick. For a time, Joseph Loesch lived in Philadelphia, hence I could share genetics with the local Loesch families of Philadelphia. I also found a cousin in New Jersey that I may have known a little about. He is the son of my great aunt, Brian DeNicola. Let's see of my great grandfather's family. I believe were a bunch of other children. My grandfather, John Moritz, he was born John Marty's, the military changed it by accident. John Ray Ferdinand Dortigan Alice and maybe some more. Ferdinand is Brian's father. I think Ray had a daughter. John had 9 children, and that is all I know about the family. I'm eager to learn about them. Brian has a wife and children, Dorothy and Alice. I had no idea about it. It would be nice to meet them if they are still alive. My Aunt Marianne lived out in Florida for a while, so perhaps they moved to Florida. Oh well, I have never really met them. It would be cool to meet them. I may have something in common with them besides G. However, I really am interested in finding out about my family. My family may not appreciate me doing this expose on them. Confidentiality may be a concern if I come across potentially humiliating information. I would, of course, censor it, understanding that I would be essentially representing my family. I have been emailing family asking questions, seeing just how many cousins my mother has. She has 16. I know nothing of my father's cousins other than an Angelo Loesch that I believe I saw on my uncle's Facebook. I may be related to it. He may be my first cousin once removed also. Angelo is a pretty Italian name. I would need further samples to more accurately depict my origins. Learning more about my ethnicity could put me in touch with people that are not so random. Well, I recently made contact with the grandson of my mom's uncle. I believe he is a first cousin once removed to my mom. And my second cousin, he is telling me some more intrinsic information about the family. They are my family, but I feel as if I am prodding. I can ask him about all of the Maurits cousins and our and various cousins that would be my second cousins. He could tell me about Jennifer and Michael, the Moritz families, and their residual children would fill an informational void which exists in my understanding. I know very little about them. My grandfather passed away in 1985, and I lost contact with that side of the family. Carol, my grandmother, I know nothing of her family, though I was around her more than any of my other grandparents. The rest of them moved out of state. However, now my mental faculties have pretty much returned now, and I am eager to learn about the ones still around. The Margit family now has possibly exploded beyond the already numerous family of 16 cousins. My grandfather came from a family of 8 children, hence I have many unknown cousins. Some have perished through the years. Some are here, and I could look into their identities. There is much to learn about them, and how many children they have. Meeting those children would also be interesting. It would be like a treasure hunt, locating these mysterious family members. Some may feel genetically violated, but some may be okay with me looking into the genes of 3 generations of family members. Some may actually be in favor of me uncovering familial secrets. Conventional family history would also be interesting and definitely worth learning. But if there were some scandalous details to learn within my recent family, that could also be very interesting. I may be more genetically akin to the Texan family, and also I think I felt more comfortable with my grandfather, John Moritz, but he moved to Texas when I was very young. I enjoyed what little time I got to spend with him. He was cool. I tried to be funny around him. He reciprocated by offering me a beer. I was about 3 or 4. That was fun. But now, if I can find the 16 cousins' children, that would be lovely. I don't really know anything about these people. Some of them could be hostile. It is not the everyday experience that someone tells you that they have done a thorough investigation into our roots and we are related. Only a few people may know, I may actually know all of their second cousins. I will try to establish a couple. It is possible that I am cousins with some other people that I have no idea about. People within my own generation. I may be closely related to people at Beechwood, for instance. A little esoteric connection that could be interesting. Second cousin sharing one of my 8 great grandparents. I doubt I will actually uncover a shared family member through this project at Beechwood, especially within the last 3 generations. But who knows? I seriously may uncover second cousins in many other states. That could be very cool, but this may really upset people. But on a personal level, this research would really benefit me. The information is right here at my fingertips. So I will try to find out more about that portion of the family. I know there are other cousins that I have in Indiana through my father's side of the family. I looked into them, but all the time I was neglecting to realize the Moritz side of the family. Perhaps my grandfather John's death had something to do with it. My recent ancestry.com activity has really brought a lot of my family consideration to the forefront. Maybe I'll find out some interesting facts about my family. Not going back too far because the veracity of the information can become questionable. The official names of my grandfather's family were, and coming from my aunt Helen, Elsie, Freddie, Sonny, Herbie, Dan, and Uncle Freddie, and Uncle Elsie and Charles, John, Harry, and Daniel Klinger. Helen had Susan and Freddie Fox. Uncle Freddie and Peggy. Georgia, Harry, Uncle. Finally, Uncle didn't have any kids. No mention of Sonny or Herbie. They may live in New Jersey. I will try to find out more about them. I will try to find Georgia. Maybe she would have some good leads. I have met her. She lives in New Jersey. I believe one Dan Moritz is the grandson of Sonny Moritz, my grandfather's brother. Hence, he is not so distant of a relative. I emailed him. He seems nice, but I didn't ask him to tell me about his cousins. Perhaps I should have. I would be a lot closer to identifying them. He should be able to connect me to those cousins. There may be quite a lot of them. My mother has 16 cousins, so they may have like 35 kids. That means I may have 35 more cousins to learn about. I share DNA with them, unlocking their potentially groundbreaking information would be a completely outstanding event in my family. To my knowledge, nothing like that has ever been attempted. Sure that it has happened multiple times throughout history because it is an interesting query. These people would have no idea who I am or what I want from them. I would be like an alien. It would be like an alien abduction if I just took DNA from them without their knowledge. I know a couple may have died. However, merely understanding more about the Moritz, Klinger, and Fox children would fill the void, and I would have more insight into the family. I think they may be a little like me, hard working, family oriented, maybe religious. I know my grandfather was. I know their grandfather was. They are under they are under my grandfather. And this hasn't come to my attention until now. It is to my great dismay that it has taken me so long to even consider making contact. My grandfather died when I was young, and the distractions of school prevented me from sentimentally invaluable information. I believe my mother's dead cousin Susan had a couple of kids, a boy and a girl. Their father, I have no information on him other than he was Italian. Susan passed away 2 days after my grandfather. Their kids were named Michael and Jennifer Fox. I have never met them. My Aunt Marian has told me some of the names. It would behoove me so much to finally know their identities. Yesterday, I believe I contacted one of the Maurice's cousins, a 50-year-old UPS driver named Dan. I also reached out to Harry Klinger. He is another cousin of my mom's. I would love to meet their kids, or at least find out about their existence. Dan has a daughter, Julia. I'd like to meet her. Maybe she would provide a list of cousins that I could try to contact or merely learn about. That would be fun. A fun project. Learning about them would inform me of about 35 close relatives under Henry Martin, my great grandfather. These are people with whom I may share more than certain DNA characteristics. I am also aware of Jennifer and Michael, but I am very eager to identify all of my many second cousins. Serious historians may be aware of all their second cousins, but I have met them. And if I haven't noticed, I am noticing a lot more these days. If I can identify my third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th cousins, I am just curious about the many forms of family. My friend has to leave. She is my further therapist, Megan Hollinger. Goodbye, Megan.
Hey Megan, how you doing? Good, good. Hey Ivan. We have a visitor and I wanted to introduce you.
You have a visitor, so have a good day.